Hi, friends. It's just Hannah here today, coming at you still from the San Francisco apartment. I just got back from a nice trip in Virginia, and I'm here for a couple of days, just kind of packing things up, putting things in my backpack, getting rid of things. And I wanted to follow up about the Dream Life Explorers blog and the digital nomad announcement that we shared last week, because we've been getting a lot of questions about how does this happen? How can you retire Mac and be going out and traveling the world while still like running a business and creating all of these new projects and doing the education stuff? And so I wanted to show you guys exactly what I had to do in the last year or so to move from being a solopreneur, doing everything, running a business that had me tied to my computer, tied to my location, now transitioning into digital nomadness, working a couple days a week. And the thing that I realized, and you need to realize if you are a solopreneur, is that you are not scalable. And so in my coaching business, I quickly hit a ceiling of how many clients I could have, which meant how much money I could earn. And I needed to figure out ways to earn back more time, because people one-on-one. That is my bread and butter. Yet I only have so much time in the day. And a year ago, less than a year ago, my time was being used by clients. Amazing. I had to schedule their calls. My time was also being wrapped up in creating graphics and cool Facebook posts. My time was in writing for blogs and then looking for opportunities to write for other blogs, to do speaking events. Also managing the finances. I was learning how to set up technology like landing pages. I was recording content. I was doing everything. And so if you're a solopreneur right now and you're doing everything and you feel like you're working more than 40 hours a week and you only have a few clients, what I want you to do is this simple exercise and write down everything that you're doing. List it out. And if you're like me, it's going to be like of tasks, of projects, of things you need to learn, of things you need to master in order to have, a thriving online business. And so when I realized if I am going to continue at this speed, I will always stay exactly where I am. And that wasn't my vision board. That wasn't what I was hoping for. So I realized that there are only 3 things that I need to be doing. And the same is true for you. So I'm going to tell you that you need to be doing in your business. And then after that, we're going to talk about how to win back that time, how to delegate the right tasks so that you can actually achieve time and financial freedom and stay in your zone of genius and impact the lives that you need to, right? Because the longer we stay caught up in those tasks, in creating Canva images, in making sure your face analytically correct, like we lose time changing the world, right? All right, so here are the 3 things that you need to be doing in your business, and then we're going to talk about how to, figure out the rest. So number 1 is your mindset, because if you're building anything without a strong mindset, strong belief, it doesn't matter. Nothing else that I'll talk about matters if you do not have a mindset that people need you, that you chasing your dreams, creating your business is going to change the world. If you don't firmly believe that, you need to only be focusing on that and nothing else I'm going to say today. But your job ultimately as an entrepreneur, as a leader, is to be in a positive state of being, because after that, everything else flows. So, if you've been listening to my content, I'm a huge visualization. And so every morning for 5 minutes, I write down a few of my goals. A couple of them are business related. And then I close my eyes and I feel those feelings. Quantum physics, to take your cells to experiencing the success, to pretending, to practicing, to feeling. So that for the rest of the day, your brain has already practiced that. And there are lots of other mindset activities you can be implementing throughout your day so that first and foremost, your job is your mindset. Number 2 is staying in your zone of genius, providing your service, your area of expertise. And so I told you, because I had so much other stuff on my plate, in my calendar, I wasn't becoming a better coach. I wasn't studying the latest, trends or skills. And I was new clients. So you must, second, first, your personal carrier mindset. Second, your zone of genius, your bread and butter. What is it that you are serving the world with? That's what needs to be on your calendar. That's what you need to be perfecting. That's what you need to be thinking about. So for some of you, that's coaching. For some of you, that's learning about nutrition and coaching your health coaching clients. For some of you, that's perfecting your product. For building your community in new and interesting ways, serving the people that are following you for whatever area of expertise you have. We have so many different people in this group. For some of you, that's dancing or practicing your art. You have got to be putting that second on your priority list. And then the third thing from all those things you wrote down, remember finances, marketing, design, writing, research, paying the bills, okay? None of that matters. The third thing you need to be doing, and only you can do for your business, is networking. You guys know I am all about the power of IRL, and it is no secret that your network is your net worth. For a few reasons, okay? The first thing, going back to that quantum physics phrase I dropped about visualization, when you bring energy around a goal, a destination, or a dream, your body, right, the quantum physics, the cognitive dissonance that's created in your real brain and your dream brain start literally aligning the vibrations of the universe to bring those. They don't like the dissonance. They want to resolve that. Well, if you start bringing gravity to your dream by telling more and more people, networking, understanding how you can that brings gravity. That accelerates the speed that the universe is going to be working for you, and bringing your dreams to you. So that's one reason to network. The other reason is because every person, people are what make things happen in the world. If you spend your whole day with Google and lead pages and marketing hacks, that's not how stuff changes or how things happen. First of all, people create problems, and from the beginning of time, it's been people learning to work together that create advancement, that we're all standing on the shoulders of other people. Actually, nothing we're really doing is brand new. So if you're so worried that this is my idea, this is my thing, I've got to learn it, I've got to perfect it, you are wasting precious time and energy when you could be finding other people who can support you in accelerating your process and giving you resources. You don't have to do it alone. It was one of the biggest mistakes I had in my life in general, was trying to do it alone. So back in the day, we've talked about college a lot in this group. Back in the day, I was determined to be independent. So I, broke up with my boyfriend. I lived alone. I made my own hummus. I didn't let anyone change my schedule. I was crazy. But I also really believe that, to be independent, you have to do it all alone. And I'm going to learn how to make hummus, and I'm going to learn how to run a marathon. And I'm going to do all these things on my own. And boy, did I end up exhausted and sad as I watched other people get experiences and opportunities and relationships and lessons handed to them because they understood the power of interdependence. We are all dependent, right? And so this applies to my business now as well, in that when I was trying to do it all alone, I was hustling all of the time. I was not taking care of myself because I had it totally reversed. That mindset and my self-care was the last thing, because when you put the weight of an entire business only on your shoulders, you burn out. You're not productive. You're not creative. You're just keeping your wheels spinning. Maybe some of you listening to this kind of feel like I am just on this hamster wheel of like, make the Facebook post, make the graphic, post to Instagram, maybe send an email. Oh yeah, I have a client. I should go quickly jump onto that call. Right? Oh, I said I would show up to this event, and you're not showing up prepared because you're just going and doing. Maybe even have meditation in there, and that's great, but you're doing too much. You're doing too much. So focusing on is 1, your mindset, 2, your zone of genius, your expert service that you're providing, that mission that you're on, and then 3, networking to bring more gravity around your mission and to find support that you may not even know you needed, but people are ready and excited to share with you. So, as I mentioned, about a year ago, I was tied to the computer. I was doing all 10 pages of work that I had listed out, and I knew to be sustainable or scalable or fun. And so I am so grateful that I decided to start operating at the level that I wanted to be at. So I invested before I had the means. And I'm so grateful that mentors and my partner and people in my life understood the value of getting out of your comfort zone, like scaffolding, right? Yourself to that place you want to be and know that you have no option but to grow into it. And so the first thing that I invested in was, of course, coaching. And that helped me get more clarity and really identify what are the things I need to be doing, who are the people I need to be talking to as far as networking and growing my audience. And then also, what are the things I can delegate? What are the things I can afford to delegate at this, whatever stage I was at in my business? So is actually the secret to success in entrepreneurship, because the people who think that they can do it alone are the ones who waste a lot of time. And I used to think I need to learn and perfect and be good at something before I give it away. Okay, so technology is a great example of that. I got lead pages and I was like, all right, I need to learn how to copywrite really well and design a high converting landing page. It took me weeks that I could have been talking to people, that I could have been perfecting my coaching skills. Here I was stuck in freaking lead pages, so far from my zone of genius, not advancing my mission, and not having me talk to any people. So that was one of the things I delegated. And where I first started delegating was in like little side projects. Like I had a landing page, I used Fiverr, and just these little things that I just wanted to like not have to worry about, and I'd pay a few bucks for it. And then that became like I was doing too many of these little things to keep everything organized. It became overwhelming. So my recommendation, the first thing you need to do, no matter what stage you're at in your business, is of course get a coach, like no brainer. And then 2, hire so many ways you can get an assistant. And I'm grateful that I started early in my business documenting some of the systems that I was using. And so I was able to give my first assistant like, okay, this is how we moderate the Facebook group. And I have these things written out. And like to have documentation starting today in your business is so key. So I encourage you to think about what are the, administrative tasks or the things that are just taking your time, not your mindset, your zone of genius, or your networking, and you can start to teach other people how to do that. Keep it replicable so that, if you have one assistant start and then in the future someone else is going to take that role on, just keep that document, make it really detailed. Don't have to keep rehiring and re-explaining and retelling people. Set them up with a good Google Drive and let them learn. There are a lot of ways to find an assistant. So depending on your budget, but I'm going to talk about budget in a minute, you could hire a college student that needs internship or that needs like work experience in administration or in marketing. Think about your friends. Are there any people in your life that would be so grateful to be part of your team and would love to help you? And if you do have clients, are there former clients that could help you for an exchange of services or because they just know and love your brand so much? Choosing an assistant, especially your first one, being someone that you know, like, and trust. Because it's not easy to learn how to manage someone, and you definitely want to be able to feel comfortable and confident that you can trust that person with the information of your business and to not just, suck your time asking a bunch of questions and needing a lot of training. Now, my first assistant was someone that I knew, and I paid her because I wanted to treat my business like a business, and I wanted her to be compensated for the hard work she was doing. At the time, I had a very small monthly income, yet I knew that in order to go to the next level, I could not keep spinning my wheels doing everything I was doing. And so that investment saying, okay, assistant, thank you for winning me back 20 more hours of my week, 20 hours of my week back, because that time made my time so much more valuable to say, okay, I'm going to pay you for these 20 hours back in my week. And so that in those 20 hours, I can multiply my income. I can take on multiple more clients. I can seek new ways, new streams of revenue, new lead generation. The only way to innovate is to create space in your life, right? So hiring an assistant was the first thing I did. That was 8 so within this year. And then as soon as I had my first taste of a teammate, I knew I was building an organization because I was, after my assistant, I hit my highest cash month. And then I had space to finally finish my book and publish that. And then the opportunities just kept growing with the space and the inspiration I had. So the other things, I still had this long list of things, like the assistant wasn't taking off everything. And so I'm exactly what the Dream Life team looks like and how these systems and people and strategies are, again, allowing me to work from anywhere for only a few hours a week. Because right now, what I'm doing is taking care of my mindset, going to yoga, meditating, shopping for healthy foods, and coaching. Number 2, the calls that I get on are only for my clients. And then 3 is, and so I'm focusing on giving talks, getting on podcasts, going to events, interacting with people that are going to advance the Dream Life mission. Okay, so that's what I do. And on Monday, for anyone that's interested in seeing like the personal behind the scene life, on Monday, I'm going to do a day in the life on Instagram and my Facebook story. So I'll let you guys know about that, but do follow it in like, okay, well, what does she actually do? Well, I wake up at this time and then I talk to this person and then I go to this thing and then I take a nap sometimes. So check that out on Monday. But right now I'm just going to kind of break down who is doing what for us. And you'll see now why it's possible that all I need to do is show up for my clients and go to networking events and take care of my mindset. So I have a new assistant. She's doing some different things. Funny, my first assistant actually became a client. Also an interesting byproduct of adding people to your team. You inspire them and your ripple effect grows by bringing more people onto your team. And sometimes they become a client, which is one of the most inspiring things of doing this work, is to see those people step into their zone of genius and learn and grow with your organization. So I have a new assistant who's still doing a lot of administrative things like legal, working on some legal issues, not like we're getting sued, but like getting a trademark and contracts. And she also does a lot of research for me about fact checking and just things that I want to be knowing about. And she has the capacity in her role to be doing research. And it's also so great to have someone at my side for those things that just come up. So as we're traveling, I don't know how reliable my Wi-Fi will be every single day. And so she's able to kind of emails and respond to things if I'm just like, hey, Shannon, can you go check this? I'm not able to get to the computer. Yes, I have someone as a backup plan because it is my full intention to continue running a supportive and sound business. Like as I travel, I'm not just like unplugging and letting everyone go. I want to still maintain my reputation and forward movement. And so having someone that's just kind of there to keep our shit together is an amazing asset. So I have an assistant. Of course, I have a business coach who I call every single week to strategize on the work that I'm doing, like the content that I'm making, the marketing messages that I'm sending, and also monitor my mindset just to keep all systems running and have an expert opinion, right? So someone that's telling me, the foresight and the strategy that can take that to the next level. And then I also have a speaking coach. So someone that has been helping me identify the stories I need to be sharing with the world in order to educate and inspire more people. She also helps me find and host workshops. You guys know the IRL thing is a huge passion of mine. So my speaking coach has been amazing at helping me find stages and present my story in order to connect with more people, grow my audience, and inspire them to make their dream life their real life. So I meet with her bi-weekly. So we've got the assistant, we've got a business coach who's in my back pocket all the time, and a speaking coach who's helping me grow that leg of my work. And then I have a web team, a team for the web, which consists of a designer. So you guys have been seeing more of like my branded imagery. I'm not creating that on Canva anymore. I send all of that good stuff to my graphic. She is in her zone of genius. She gets it done overnight, and it's beautiful and so much better than what I could ever do in a full day of working on images, on the website, on a logo, and all of those things. I just love, love, love giving her graphic design projects because she gets it, she loves it, and I love it. And then the other piece of my web team is the go-to website woman. She helps make sure that my website, she created my new website, and she helps make sure that everything is working well as far as technology goes. She's helping me show up in Google more frequently. She's helping us find places to guest blog. And she also just answers all of my tech questions. So remember way back, I was like freelancing lead pages. Well, now this web team works together to design and create all of that technology, forms, and the stuff that I was taking months and years out of my life to try and learn. They're geniuses at it, and so they get to work in their zone of genius by being on my web team. Now, before I go any farther, I just want to note that none of these people are full-time. And so that's another way to be sort of budgeting, in that they have other clients, they're running businesses, and I just have them on a contract helping me get to that level that I want to be at by supporting me, again, within our contract parameters. But I don't have the stress of having full-time employees that I'm wholly supporting. Okay. Other people on the team, I have a Facebook ad manager, and he's amazing. I started running my own Facebook ads. They were fairly successful. It was great, but it was just another one of those burdenous things that he is an expert at. He runs all of my ads and makes sure that that's working well. We meet like once a month to just kind of check in on things. I also have Mac. You guys know Mac. Mac does a lot of our writing. And so as an English and history teacher, he's got much more grammatical and English skills than I do. My zone of genius is talking, which is why I'm working with the speaking coach. But Mac helps us a lot with writing blogs and tidying up my Instagram captions. And he is obviously just kind of a built-in piece of my team, not someone that's on a contract yet, at least. And what all of these people, I feel like I'm forgetting someone. Drop a comment if I'm forgetting you and I haven't mentioned you yet. Because all of these people are doing their work within their zone of genius that I don't need to micromanage. I don't need to worry. And again, when I set in stone, add these team members, I'm able to multiply my income because I'm winning back time. And if I didn't have all of these systems running, helping me, having teammates in their zone of genius, I would be working 60 hours a week to run what we're running. And I don't want anyone here to think that I'm doing this alone. Okay. It's not humanly possible. Maybe that's not true, but it's not sustainable or scalable for you business year one and do all the things forever. The quicker that you delegate, the quicker that you grow. So I'll give you a few examples. I invested in a coach before I ever had a client. And so how was I supposed to afford that? Well, I knew if I didn't figure out how to invest in that, I was never going to grow. And what is the cost of opportunity? If I had said, okay, I'm going to take 1 year to just learn how to be a coach, of the free content I can, and try and piece it together. Because that's possible. You can do that, okay? You all are smart people. You have access to the internet. You could piece together how to do this within a year. But I would have lost that whole first year of revenue. Okay, so I invested in the coach before I had clients. Okay, then I start getting clients. Okay, now my calendar is filling up. So, I was still not making a whole lot of money each month, but I knew to get to some point, I needed time and I needed expertise on my team. And so I am the type of person that builds a company, that builds a business, that spends my money as if I'm at the level I want to be at. So right now, I'm running a 6-figure business as if every single month is a 20K month. Because I know that the sooner I have these systems in place, the more predictable and the bigger that my revenue is going to be. So I'm sharing this all of this with you because I want to be transparent about how we're running the business. I want to thank my teammates for, getting behind this mission, for offering their zone of genius and their amazing and incredible talents to us. Because without delegating, without building this team, I would still be chained to the computer and probably really glad when Matt goes to work, because then I would actually do something, catch up, do what I need to do. But rather, I'm focusing on creating curriculum for middle schoolers and writing a inspirational talk, a speech, even writing a new book. And you're going to be seeing more and more new projects as the team grows, as we expand my ability to be the creator, the leader, the coach, the Hanna that I want to be. And so I wouldn't want any of back thinking that you have to learn it all, you have to do it all, because you're not only doing your energy and your personality a disservice, but you're doing the people who need you a disservice. I started this Facebook group over a year ago, and I started the Facebook group because I had just moved to San Francisco, I had lost my job, and I was home in a crappy apartment all day, every day, and I needed a community. So I started a Facebook group. Now the Facebook group, 1,500 people of other inspired go-getters who have become my tribe, who have been teammates and clients, and all these amazing things I couldn't have imagined over a year ago, right? And I look at this group, and I look at my clients, and I look at the people in my life, and I think, if I had delayed this start any longer, I would be heartbroken. I wouldn't know it. I'm going to give myself 5 years to figure this out, or I'm not going to start a nonprofit until blah, blah, blah. I wouldn't have known it. But now looking, I am so grateful that I didn't wait one more day to decide that I was going to make my dream life my real life. I was going to serve people in the way that I knew I was called to. And I was going to build a team to empower them to be in their zone of genius and to help accelerate our growth. Because the more back, the better a person I'm able to be, the better coach I'm able to be, the more I'm able to serve those people who are praying for someone to just give them a business plan, to hold their hand every week into their dream life, to give them strategies. If I hadn't done this, if I hadn't decided I'm going to play at the level I want to be at, and I held back, I would have been doing the world a disservice. And that is honestly how I think. And I think we all need to be looking at our time, expertise, and a much bigger worldview, with a much bigger worldview. And it's not just about you earning more money. It's not just about you having more time. It's about the people who need you and you having more capacity to reach them. Okay? So if you do have any questions, you guys, I am obviously an open book about what's going on, how we're running the business. Next week, on Monday, again, I'm going to show you kind of the personal, like literally minute to minute. This is how my life looks on a Monday as an example. And then next week, I'll be coming back with one last training from this apartment from San Francisco. And we're going to talk a little bit more about, what building the team and delegating has allowed us to do when it comes to diversifying our, what we deliver. Okay, I don't like calling it work, but we've been able to diversify the projects that we're working on. You guys know blog is out and about. You guys know that I have one-on-one business coaching. And next week, you're going to see a few more of the, I sort of alluded to the philanthropy and the nonprofit projects that we're working on. So go be awesome. Go take some things off of your plate, because all you need to be focusing on is your mindset, your zone of genius, and your networking. To go delegate the rest, and let me know how I can help you advance your mission.